Nighttime in Minecraft can be super dangerous when zombies are banging on your doors, especially in hard mode. Let's turn Minecraft into a zombie apocalypse and turn up the difficulty notch just that little bit more to turn Minecraft into an absolute zombie apocalypse nightmare. Let's begin. Mob Amputation. This mod is exactly what you probably thought it was, one that lets you strike off the limbs and extremities of mobs, great for some real mayhem in the zombie apocalypse. As you attack or fire at zombies, you might blow off their arms or head, which makes for some really fun effects for a more gore-based zombie experience. Decimation Zombie Apocalypse. I've featured Decimation in all 3 of my top 10 zombie mod videos. It's because it's very high quality and super fun to play, and it's also accessible via an easy to install mod pack. This mod is a scary, realistic open world zombie survival mod, where players play as survivors in an unforgiving dark world that's zombie ridden, where they have to survive as long as possible, making friends or foes along the way, some you can squad up with and some that you'll go to war with for resources. The best way I can describe this mod is DayZ meets Minecraft. This mod has hundreds of unique props and building blocks, many of which you can see at the salvation points like the camps around the map, which are called safe zones, where you can trade for supplies and stay safe at. There's blood and gore effects and mob body models for some added horror realism, and you can manage your skills, swords, firearms, defense, humanity and the medical skill from the level up menu. There's plenty of structures like abandoned houses and warehouses, skyscrapers or abandoned cars to plunder for loot and supplies. A hugely extensive mod that brings a realistic open world zombie survival experience to Minecraft. Your only task in this mod is to survive in a zombie overrun world for as long as possible. This is another mod like the previous one that has a heavy focus on multiplayer. You can make friends and enemies, join teams or fight others to survive. There's tons of custom blocks, some with new 3D models and nice textures to build with, a blood system, a skill system with defense, shooting, swords, humanity and medical skills that can be upgraded or leveled up, a trading system where you can trade items at the safe zones around the map, and also abandoned vehicles and areas to loot at and explore, and so many more features. This is one of the bigger zombie mods out there and also one of the most popular right now, and it's just generally great to play. It's a little bit newer than Crafting Dead I believe, but both are really great mods. Mob Sunscreen. If you're tired of zombies and monsters decaying during the day from the daylight, use this mod to prevent any mob from burning from sunlight. It's configurable and it lets you stop certain mobs from being destroyed when the sun's up, depending on their resource location. This alone will make the game a little more tricky, as zombies and monsters may no longer spawn during the day, but they won't die either. Epic Siege Mod. This is perhaps the most ultimately dangerous mod you can try in a zombie mod pack. Let me explain. It makes all mobs extremely difficult and dangerous, making them stop at nothing to cause destruction and to reach players wherever they may be. Monsters can break through walls, creepers can spawn pre-ignited and cause fire on impact, skeletons have increased marksman level accuracy, endermen can teleport you to them, zombies can infect players causing them to rise as new zombies, creepers can spawn as jockeys with attacks splitting between different targets using smarter AI to hunt their prey, spiders can web their victims to the floor, and mobs can even swim underwater, making underwater bases obsolete and less protected. Along with the complete customization of all of these features, the most dangerous for zombies is that they'll now be actually able to dig up and build up to pillar to the player and break through their blocks, making them super dangerous. Building a base just won't be enough to stop them anymore. Rotten Creatures. This one is a nice little mod that adds some high quality zombies of all different shapes and sizes and appearances with quality 3D models and textures to them. There's the Frostbitten that freezes players and can walk on water, the Undead Miner that spawns in Badlands or the underground with a mining helmet, Swamps that blinds and poisons enemies, the Burned that gains strength and speed as it loses health and it emits light, Rotten Eskimos that apply slowness 2 to the player with a spear, Desert Mummies that apply hunger 3 to you and can spawn beetles to fight for them as well as flying ones, Deadbeard, an undead pirate that has knockback resistance and can throw explosive barrels and summon zombie and skeleton pirates to fight for him, and finally the Immortal, which spawns during thunderstorms or in the deserts, badlands and snowy biomes, biomes, applying a channeled effect upon hit and restoring life when hit by lightning, as well as striking with dash attacks. The collection of new zombie variations in this mod is really nice, and each and every type has a different look and set of abilities to go along with it. Every new mob has a great looking texture, some with really nice new custom models too, and are based on their surroundings. There's the frostbitten zombie, which spawns in snow biomes that freezes the player, the undead miner zombie, a swampy zombie that spawns in swamps and is toxic, burn zombies, which set the players ablaze inside the nether, Eskimo zombies, which have undead wolf pets, mummies in the desert that make the player hungry, immortals that spawn in the thunderstorms and are super rare and they heal from lightning, and finally the Deadbeard mini boss, which is a pirate that spawns with his crew of pirates in beach biomes. There's a really great collection of mobs in this mod, and I think it adds some of the most creative new zombie types into the game, which is why I had to feature it in this video. Hostile worlds invasions. Every 3 days within the overworld with this mod, there will be nightly invasions that will now occur. These are comprised of zombie miners and other random mobs that are summoned to attack your base, miners that will dig through blocks to get to you, and zombie soldiers that will build over your walls to reach up to you. The damage to your base and structures will repair itself 5 minutes after the damage occurs, meaning it will be temporary during the invasion events. This mod is very customizable, and it can support mobs from other mods too. If you want some added danger, use this mod. It's very similar in nature to the Epic Siege mod, but with some reversible destruction, and the sense that you have to prepare for different raids, which is a super cool feature. If pillager raids aren't enough, the Hostile Worlds mod is something you'll want to check out. This mod adds nightly invasions into your world, which occur every 3 days in game. During this brand new phase, a collection of zombie miners and other hostile random mobs will approach your base in an attack. The miner mobs will break through blocks in their way to get to you, and the soldier zombies will work in formation to climb the walls up to you. The damage caused to your base in these invasions is also temporary and will auto repair within 5 minutes of the damage being done. This is to prevent permanent base damage during this event. You can trade some of your life force via a new sacrificial block to prevent these invasions from happening if you're not ready for them, although after using it 3 times in a row, the next invasion will be buffed and be more powerful and a lot harder to ward off. After the first 2 invasions and the mobs involved in them will start randomizing between themselves with a changing difficulty which is based on your progress in the game. This is done through tracking what equipment the player's wearing, as well as the DPS of their weapon, distance from the spawn point, and more factors. This is a nice mod to create some more danger in your world and make those mindless brain eaters a little more tougher. The Hordes. This mod applies some various tweaks for zombie type mobs, such as adding an ability for them to infect other villagers and players that they touch, and by adding configurable mob raids that will spawn and chase the player down upon certain nights in game. Zombie players will store a player's inventory when they die and become infected, and some configurable items can cure this infection, such as both golden apple types. If you're underwater when you die when you're infected, you'll now also become a drowned mob. That's pretty cool. Geode. This is a really unique mod that adds a different style of zombies. Inspired by the Villagers and Monsters mod, this one adds mobs with 26 health that are found at different levels upon the y-axis in the underground. These zombies have been stuck underground for a long time, so long that they've decayed and their flesh has been replaced with stone and minerals, meaning they have more knockback, damage and health than standard zombies, and arrows don't affect these guys in any way. Each of these mobs are based after a certain ore, being coal, iron, lapis, redstone, emerald and diamond geode zombies that sometimes drop the actual element which they're based off of, meaning that they're actually useful for resources. Rotten Piglins Mod. This mod adds 2 brand new variants of the new zombie piglin mobs from Minecraft 1.16.5, with more possibly to be added in the future. The first is the Rotten Great Warrior, which wanders through the Soul Sand Valley and Basalt Deltas biomes, attacking the player and walking on walls, with a debris armor that ignores damage less than 3. This guy has 88 HP, does 8 damage and has 9 armor, dropping 1 netherite scrap, 1 to 5 rotten flesh, 0 to 4 gold pieces, or 0 to 2 gold bars, 0 to 3 basalt blocks, and very rarely a netherite sword if you're super lucky. Then there's also the rotten burning piglet, one who died a long time ago and became partly darkened and infused with netherrack. It will set players ablaze for 5 seconds and becomes very powerful when in lava, having 20 HP, doing 4 damage and having 6 armor points. Their loot tables include 1 to 4 netherrack blocks, 1 to 5 rotten flesh, 0 to 5 golden pieces, or 0 to 2 golden bars. Zombie awareness. For better zombie AI, use this mod to add better mechanics to zombie mobs. The first is blood sense. If you get hurt, you'll spill blood, and if you're at low health, you sometimes bleed out. Some sounds will now cause sound sources that zombies can pick up on and be alerted of your position. These include mining and placing blocks, explosions, ranged weapons, eating, interacting with doors and gates or blocks and buttons and levers, and most interactables. Light sources can now be seen far away if they're exposed, and zombies will have a line of sight on you from this. Sometimes random mobs upon the surface will randomly gather and march as large groups, making them more dangerous. Sometimes zombies will also gain a brand new buff that gives them additional speed, making them more unpredictable and unforgiving. If you always thought that zombies and skeletons were somewhat dumb and lacked intelligence, then this mod will correct that entirely. But wait, sure, it makes them clever, but it also makes them be able to see you from an increased range, increasing their danger factor immensely. If you would perform some kind of task like farming or mining for ores, for an example, you will generate a level of sound that increases the chance of them hearing you nearby and attacking you. They're alerted in a range of up to 16 blocks, so be careful. So not only does the mod make sound sources important when avoiding monsters, it also makes them attracted to light sources, making torch placement a little bit risky even when it's necessary. And if that wasn't enough, they now have a blood scent where players' blood can be smelt. This is through players taking damage and losing health, where they will lose some blood by bleeding, which the hostile monsters can then smell and be attracted to nearby. The lower health that you are, the more you will bleed due to increased injury, and the more chance that the mobs will catch your scent. Along with all of these features, more zombies will spawn in groups now at night time, making them more deadly in a pack, and some of them will have random speed buffs to increase their speed, making them easier to track down the player. This mod isn't for the faint-hearted, but it actually adds some risk to the zombies that were not previously there. Simply zombies. This one turns Minecraft into a zombie apocalypse by keeping things fairly simple. It strips all other mobs from the game that aren't zombies and replaces some of the drops, such as zombies being able to drop ender pearls or gunpowder like creepers, to prevent any problems from removing other mobs. These zombies now have increased speed, spawn more frequently, and are not affected directly by the sunlight, meaning they will no longer burn. This is just your simple casual zombie overhaul that doesn't modify the game much, but makes things more interesting by making zombies spawn in much bigger groups more often, making survival mode just that little bit more tricky when the daytime can't save you. ReZombies. Another zombie mod that brings us some brand new zombie variants, ReZombies adds a pretty fair sized list of new mobs to the game. There's Zombie Notch that one-shots the player and drops golden apples, zombie miners that drop miner helmets and cobblestone, zombie creepers that drop TNT and attack villagers, zombie pirates that drop gold, nether zombies which are immune to fire and drop rotten flesh, zombie cyborgs that drop redstone, zombie dwarfs that drop coal, a zombie Herobrine mob which is super fast, fireproof and attacks the Notch mob, the zombie king that's super slow but drops his armor, as well as zombie knights which are very similar, disco zombies that carry note blocks as their loot, zombie chefs that drop stew, and survivors that attack mobs and are friendly to the player. These mobs all have custom skins that look pretty cool, and it's just a fun mod that tries to switch things up by bringing new zombie types. A More Zombies mod. An older mod, More Zombies, brings 6 brand new zombies and similar undead mobs like skeletons and pigmen to the game. The nice thing about this mod is that even though it's pretty dated at this point, it still uses custom models. First up is the Fast Zombie, which is a skinnier built mob that does little damage and has lower health points, but is speedier than normal zombies and makes louder sounds. Then there's the slower Fat Zombie that towers up to 3 blocks high and causes big damage, the Sword Zombie that does slightly more damage than a standard zombie, and the Pigman Zombie with a bow, which is exactly what it sounds like. There's also a Poison Skeleton, and the last mob is a really cool eye monster that has a lot of health and a custom appearance. I like the selection the player has in this mod for what's in store for them to encounter. Mo Zombies. ReZombies is a mod for players who are tired of fighting the same old zombies, who get bored of the same old mobs. It adds many different new zombies, like a two-headed one which is a true sight to see in the dark, or the archer zombie that blends the skeleton and the zombie mobs together. This mod in total adds around 6 or more zombies to the game, that are each unique like zombie nights and more. 7 Days to Mine. Inspired by the zombie survival game on Steam called 7 Days to Die, this mod really caught my eye due to its complexity and its quality. It's a Minecraft mod based on the game that brings you into a post-apocalyptic world where gathering water and resources is paramount, and there's a big focus on building and fortifying a base for salvation from zombies. When you spawn in this mod, you'll be granted a survival guide, which is the key to learning what to do in the changed world. You collect rocks, sticks or plant fibre to craft tools like stone axes and shovels. Things are far more complex than Minecraft to craft in this mod, and even though a crafting bench is a little trickier, it's very similar in how it's crafted, although you'll need wooden planks which are a little different in this mod than vanilla. You'll need wood frames to build things with that can be upgraded with axes, and once you construct your first zombie shelter, you can explore the wilderness. There's a new thirst and stamina bar which will have you pay close attention to when surviving, and a lot more mechanics that are just not in standard Minecraft that really makes survival actually mean something. There are diseases, injuries, and a new bleeding system, complex tools, new weapons, an electricity system, and so many more features. This mod is very dense and complex, and it completely changes how Minecraft's played. Crafting Dead. Many of you may have heard of this from the popular Crafting Dead Modpack. This is in fact one of the most popular zombie mods out there, and modpacks, and for good reason. I've made videos on that modpack once or twice before on the channel too. It's a multiplayer focused mod that lets you search for loot, build bases, and fight off tons of hordes of zombies. You can craft backpacks to carry more items, wear new clothing or armor like tactical vests, and use guns to pack extra punch and have better defense. All are customizable with paint camos and attachments like sights or scopes. There's a lot to do in this mod, and if you use the mod pack, it's pretty simple to jump into a server. Although it's on a slightly older build of Minecraft now, it's still very popular, and there's a few good servers to still play on even in the current year. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, and also drop a comment below to tell me which of these zombie mods were your favorite and why, and also tell me any more Minecraft zombie mods in the comments which I missed out from this video. Thanks for watching.